Michigan State is set to hire Oregon State head coach Jonathan Smith as their new head coach. Michigan State has moved on from its entire coaching staff, and they're hoping that Smith can turn things around. Today, we take a look at 10 guys that could replace him at Oregon State. A name that really stands out to me as someone that would definitely be a good coach for them is Brent Brennan. The San Jose State head coach has done an incredible job of seemingly turning the Spartans from nothing to something. I think that he's done an incredible job at San Jose State. He is a proven winner that can build things. I just don't know if Oregon State will consider him. Now, they should consider him. It's just a matter of how much interest there will be. I think that there are other guys that Oregon State will pursue first, but Brennan is definitely someone they should keep on their radar. Johan Lewis is another name. I think that he is just ready to coach really any team that gives him an opportunity, and Oregon State would benefit from having him around. I think you'd get more of a offensive approach. I think you would get more offense, more explosive plays on that side of the ball, but you're still going to expect things defensively too. Oregon State's done a great job under Smith of being a balanced team. And I think Sean Lewis can still do that. I think you look at what he did at Kent State. He did a great job of getting both sides to play well and play better. And I think that he'd do an incredible job with the Beavers. UCLA defensive coordinator Lynn is another name to keep an eye on, someone who is definitely going to be in the running for a lot of these head coaching jobs. Now it seems like Chip Kelly is safe at UCLA. Lynn is definitely a name that you could see going elsewhere for a head coaching position. This one's kind of out there, but I think Jim Leonard actually would be a fun fit for Oregon State. If you're looking for this Oregon State team, I think in the years past have been really stout defensively. And if you're looking for a coach that's going to give you that, Jim Leonard is that guy. I think that he's overdue for a head coaching opportunity, and this would be a good fit for both sides. Another name that's kind of, I want to say out there, but not really the mainstream thought is Colin Klein, someone who has done a great job with Kansas State. And I think that his experience with the Wildcats would make the culture at Oregon State kind of similar to what they already know. This is a team that very much likes to run the football, a team that plays really good defense, and that's what Oregon State essentially is as well. So this is kind of a good culture fit. And I think Klein is going to be getting some opportunities here in the future. And maybe Oregon State kind of jumps the gun and gets on that before he becomes too popular. Phil Parker deserves better than what he has at Iowa. I think that he deserves an opportunity to be a head coach and not just carry a team. I think that he probably will eventually get sick of being the only coordinator to perform at a high level in Iowa. So I think that if he wants to get out and he wants to get an opportunity as a head coach, he can get to Oregon State and give them a good defense and maybe potentially hire someone that will give them a competent offense, unlike what he's had at Iowa. Nebraska defensive coordinator Tony White is another good name. I think he's done an incredible job with the Huskers this year. It just hasn't been their season. And obviously, maybe next year Nebraska will be better. But I think Tony White has deserved an opportunity to show what he can do as a head coach. And I think the Oregon State would give him at least a phone call to gauge interest and see what the likelihood of these two pairing up would be. Joe Rossi's kind of another name that's out there a little bit. I think that he's done a great job at Minnesota. It's not been a great year for the Golden Gophers, similar to Nebraska, but he has done a great job. I think that he deserves a ton of recognition for what he's done, and he would be able to showcase what he can do as a head coach. Maybe he's ready, maybe he's not. I think that his name will be on a lot of lists, but I just don't know how many Power Five teams will come calling. But this is still a name to keep an eye on either this year or next year as well. Fresno State offensive coordinator Pat McCann isn't getting a ton of recognition, but when you look at what the Bulldogs have done this year and even the last couple of years, he was the passing coordinator for the last 2 years and now the offensive coordinator in 2023. He is someone who is a rising star at the group 5 level, someone who could potentially get a lot of looks. It's just a matter of if a Power 5 team is willing to give him that shot. I think that he's definitely ready and willing to showcase what he can do. And you look at what he's done with Fresno State, it's very impressive, something that could have a huge impact on Oregon State's offense. Sticking with the offensive coordinator theme, Ryan Grubb. Ryan Grubb is going to be on pretty much every single list for offense or for openings in head coaching positions. And you look at what he's done at Washington, it's easy to see why. Now, this be maybe a little bit more of a culture shock offensively for if you're getting McCann or if you're getting Grubb, you're getting a very different scheme than what you're used to. It's not that pro style attack. So maybe they stay away from that. Maybe they stick with what they have. But also, if you're looking for a change and you want to switch things up, McCann and Grubb are definitely two guys to keep an eye on.